Hey, what's up guys? Chief Pat here, and today bringing you guys a brand new Clash Royale video. And inside of this video, I was trying to create some new decks for you guys. You can see I had the Fire Spirits, I had the Furnace, I was trying out some of the new cards, but to be honest, I never really found anything that worked. I lost like 300 trophies. Personally, I think the Furnace is really bad right now, and while the Fire Spirits are a bit strong, I still think Spear Goblins hold a little bit more value in certain situations. So I'm going back to basics today, and we're bringing out one of my old school decks from the very beginning. Now, of course, we're still using the Bomb Tower right now, which was hit with a pretty heavy nerf inside the most recent update, but still, you see it so much inside of Arena 5, Arena 6, even Arena 7, that it's still pretty viable inside of the game. So let's go ahead and try it out against Mocha from Portugal Royale. And seeing as he played the Elixir Pump, we actually have to make a little bit of a push ourselves. So we're going to use the Valkyrie, the Prince, and the Musketeer. He doesn't look like he has many cards that he could have played, so he actually ends up dropping the Hog Rider on defense. He must have had to cycle to the minion horde right there, so we'll play our Spear Goblins to hold those guys off. And like I was saying, Spear Goblins work really well against the minion horde. They're a pretty effective counter if they're not followed up by anything else. And we end up taking a pretty decent amount of damage on the right hand side, but he's actually going to end up mirroring the minion horde, which we're going to have to take out with the Fireball. Now notice how I was going to drop my Baby Dragon, but I waited to see if he would drop any troops underneath of that Fireball, and of course he ended up dropping those Barbarians. That's a total of, let's see, 5 elixir for the Barbarians, and then a mirrored minion horde is 6 elixir, so that was 11 elixir versus only 4 elixir for the Fireball. And we ended up making a massive steal with that push and that defense right there. Okay, so good damage on the right hand tower. Of course, he has a Hog Rider flying down the lane, so we'll play our Knight to help that out. You guys might be surprised to see the Knight. I feel like it's one of the most underused cards inside of the entire game. It does decent single target damage, but it sort of gets outscaled by the Valkyrie and a number of other cards. But still, we've done a decent amount of damage on the right hand side. That Inferno Tower really isn't placed that well to where I can still make a push and not have to worry about it. So let's play a Musketeer in the back, and he's going to end up playing the Royal GG. So we're going to have to find out how to deal with it using this Bomb Tower as well as the cards that we have. Now, I don't want to play my Bomb Tower just yet. I don't want the Royal Giant to just shoot it from afar and take it out. Of course, I was expecting the Fireball, so I brought the minions, I was expecting the Barbarians, so I brought the Fireball out just in time, but he's going to make a massive push down the right-hand lane that's going to be really difficult to deal with using the cards that we have available right now. So the Hog Rider is going to do crazy damage. We've got the Valkyrie trying to help out against the Hog as well. Somehow we actually ended up doing a decent job in protecting our tower. Still, the Royal Giant's going to get off a crazy amount of damage. It's only doing 140 damage a shot though at level 7. It actually feels much weaker than it is up at level 13 and maxed out. Fireball is going to go down, getting some good value against the Barbarians as well as that Wizard right there. And we're going to start shooting away at this tower, taking it all the way down to 238, 103 HP with that final shot right there. And we only need to play defense to end up winning this game. Now, for some reason, look at that Hog Rider. That Hog Rider did not target that Bomb Tower, which really just blew my mind right there. Do you guys have any idea why that happened? But he played defense with the Barbarians as well as the Elixir Pump. We're going to be able to counter that with our Fireball right there, but I was really shocked to go into extra time because how the heck did that Hog Rider not target that Bomb Tower? It makes almost no sense to me. Maybe that was something they changed recently within the last update, but still, gotta play on going into overtime. And this is going to be really difficult to deal with because now he has the Royal Giants that are right in front of my face. So I have to deal with these Royal Giants coming down the lane. He's got one that went ham on our tower. He has a second one coming down right now. But since he spent so much elixir, he spent 4 elixir for the Hog Rider, 6 for the Royal Giant, and then 7 for the Mirror Royal Giant. That's a total of 17 elixir on cards that can't affect my troops. So now we're going to make a crazy push to his tower. And with that Fireball right there, taking out the minion horde just in time, that's actually going to end up doing a ton of damage for us and bringing that tower all the way down to 0, ending the game and working out pretty well. So some really nice plays with our Fireball right there. Both of the times we ended up getting insane value on the right side of our bridge as well as right in front of his tower. We somehow were able to take out those Royal GGs before they dominated our tower, and a well-fought victory as a level 6 against a level 8. But let's continue against Yavi right here and see what we can do. Now for our starting cards, we can play the Bomb Tower first, but if he has an Elixir Pump, that does put us in a lot of trouble. Or if he has, of course, a Royal Giant, then we're definitely in a lot of trouble. He's actually going to start off with his own Bomb Tower though, which is going to go down to maybe about 2/3 HP before any of my troops even reach it. But since I've already committed with a Valkyrie right there, I'm going to follow up with the Prince. I've got my Fireball ready for those archers right there. We should be able to get an awesome amount of value as we make a push down the right-hand lane. So Valkyrie's going to take out that tower right as our Prince charges. But of course, Barbarians, of course, everyone's running Barbarians down in Arena 5. Or Arena 6, so gonna have to see those guys just demolish our Prince right there. And yeah, now time to sit back on our back foot, play our bomb tower, and get ready to see what comes next. Now with the Wizard, we dropped our Spear Goblins to see if we could assassinate it before it ended up killing them, but unfortunately bomb tower did not have enough HP to survive that double push. If we were on the old build where the Hog Rider was a little bit tankier, that would have helped out. But notice what he does here. He drops another bomb tower without me even playing anything. And if you guys don't know, that's really never a great play, especially when you have a level up on someone. Look at as that bomb tower dies. Like, every second that the bomb tower goes down is just wasted elixir for him. He spent 5 elixir on that bomb tower, and by the time my troops even try to reach it, it's just gonna die. So he literally spent 5 elixir on nothing, giving us a pretty hefty advantage right here. And as he drops that giant, we're gonna use our Prince to assassinate those archers and start making moves down the right-hand lane, seeing as that bomb tower should die in just a moment, and we should have a nice little push going on. Okay, so archers, giant have gone down. Now we've got the Prince, we've got the Valkyrie, we've got the Baby Dragon, Musketeer. We've got every single card in our deck running down the right-hand lane. The Baby Dragon's going on the tower. We've got the Prince and the Valkyrie and Musketeer going crazy on the Barbarians. And really, that was like a 20 to 25 elixir push right there. So there was almost nothing he could do, even with those high-level cards. And that's going to give us the first tower of the game. And we actually have a pretty commanding lead right now. So Musketeer on the left. Of course, we got to get ready for the Hog Rider on the right-hand side. He doesn't have a free spell, and he actually is going to opt for the Giant instead of the Hog Rider. Could be a good idea, and here comes the Hog Rider right now. But now we're just going to play some defense with our Prince. Notice how I put my Prince right on top of that Wizard to make sure it didn't get any damage. And now look at all of the troops that we have on the map, as he must be low on elixir after playing all those cards down the right-hand lane. Okay, so Spear Goblins on the left. Prince is going to do an okay job against those Barbarians right there. I don't want to waste any elixir, so I decide just to spam my Dragon as well as my Knight, because I know I can take out the Giant and the Barbarians with the bomb tower, and of course with my Prince cycling back up, can use that to assassinate the Wizard once again, and this one's actually going to end up being a pretty textbook victory. So 1 crown to 0, we actually took the other tower down to 1472 as well. Good game to Yavi, and that is going to be a nice little W. Look at the Baby Dragon freak out, by the way. What was that? If you guys want to rewind the video and put it in like 0.25, I don't blame you, because that was pretty interesting from the Baby Dragon right there. Okay, one more battle against Utopia 42. Again, we were all the way up at 2,000 trophies before we tried those new cards out and failed so miserably and tilted all the way down to the 1800s. But let's go ahead and keep it going with some Spear Goblins in the back. That was actually, you know, one of the worst starting hands that we could have had with this deck. So we had to respond to those Spear Goblins, and he's just going to play a Bomb Tower, so it's safe to say the Bomb Towers are still plenty strong down at this arena. So many people are still playing it, even with that 20% nerf. It just shows you how ridiculous it was in its past state, just because it's still so strong right now. So we're going to play a Baby Dragon from the back. Of course, that can kill the Bomb Tower over the top. Getting ready for a Prince push right now. We're going to play the Prince farther back. We'll play the Valkyrie up front, and they should be able to charge, but unfortunately, the Barbarians are going to go down right in time, stopping what was going to be a massive push down the right-hand lane. And really now it's just going to be our Baby Dragon getting a little bit of damage to those archers and sort of just resetting the battle from where we were. So I thought we were going to get more right there. I didn't know he had elixir for those Barbarians, so let's go ahead and set back. We could play the Knight or the Musketeer right now, and seeing as he doesn't have an air threat inside of his deck, I think the Musketeer is probably a pretty solid move. I haven't seen a balloon in decades on this account. I haven't seen many Baby Dragons as well, even though personally I still think they're pretty strong. Checking out what we can do, this Bomb Tower is going to be a bit annoying, so I cycle back to my Baby Dragon. We've got the Musketeer doing a good job. Prince is about to go down as well. He's going to play his Fireball, so as soon as that drops, I'll just use my Prince to go down the right-hand lane. Of course, he just dropped his Fireball right there, so he had to be low on elixir, which means our Prince is going to stab that Wizard right in the mouth, start taking out this tower, and bring it all the way down to 0, giving us another 1 crown to 0 lead going into the rest of the battle. Now at this point he's freaking out. He's like, oh my god, I'm a level 7 facing a level 6. How am I losing? Let me just drop a Hog Rider down the right-hand lane. But really, that's not going to do too much against my Bomb Tower. Baby Dragon's still alive, which should get a decent amount of damage right there. And here comes a Goblin Barrel, which we actually haven't seen throughout the entire game. So definitely an interesting twist, and maybe if he baited out my Fireball from his Barbarians, I would have actually used yeah, he could have actually used that and done some serious damage to me. I'm not sure exactly what level that that Goblin Barrel was, but take a look at my Baby Dragon. It should be able to attack those archers over the top. Valkyrie's going to help out against these barbarians, and using our Prince, I was debating where to place it, and things are actually getting pretty hairy right now with the Hog Rider, to where I used it towards the back, and it's actually going to not do that great of a job, seeing as we're getting clobbered right now. And take a look at that Goblin Hut. What was that Goblin Hut? I had no idea what was happening right there. He actually might have been able to do a decent job against my tower. Of course, my Fireball was still up if he actually dropped that Goblin Barrel correctly, but that one threw me for a bit of a loop. Must have been a slip of the finger right there, and with 8 seconds left, that's going to be our 3rd win in a row using this deck, and it definitely feels good to go back to basics, guys. If you try out new decks and things aren't working, don't be afraid to go back to your previous ones. I really wanted to make the Fire Spirits and the Furnace work inside of a video, but when you're a lower level playing someone higher level than you, the Fire Spirits and the Furnace are probably some of the worst cards inside of the entire game in that situation, so I wouldn't recommend using them unless you're playing people your level or a level below you. But yeah, 1,830 trophies, a far cry from where we once were at like 2010, but still should be able to push our way back up using this same deck, or new deck that we're bringing back inside of our battle deck. But yeah, that is going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you drop a like. If you have any suggestions for decks that I should try out, definitely let me know in the comment section below. I'm always scouring for new decks to show you guys and show you strategies inside of the game, especially these lower level arenas, arena 4 through 6. So yeah, that is going to do it for this video. Until next time, I will see you guys later. Peace out.